All right, what is going on, traders? This is Alex from Boss Crypto. If you guys want access to our exclusive trading academy, we have opened up a limited amount of seats completely free for 30 days. Head over to bosscrypto.co or just click the link in the description and get access to the free trial today. Hope you guys enjoy the video. So today we're going to be talking about whether or not it's possible for Bitcoin to hit $100,000 by the end of the year. Now, I think a good number of people that are bullish on the overall market would agree that it's pretty likely Bitcoin hits $100,000 in the next few years, whether it's, oh yeah, probably next year, or, at least most people are probably comfortable saying in the next 5 to 10 years. I personally think it'll happen by the end of next year, but it is possible. Looking at history and just looking at statistics, it's possible that it could happen this year. And we'll go over how and what that might look like here on the charts. All right. So I'm going to hop into the weekly, and just obviously, guys, being clear here, this is just speculative, right? We want to trade whatever happens, and we want to be reactive traders. But sometimes it's fun just to predict and try and figure out what's going to happen before it does. Not that we're going to make a bunch of decisions based off it, but it can be a lot of fun. All right. So let's go, and to understand this, I want to start looking at this logarithmic chart here. Or rather, I don't know if the chart itself is logarithmic, but it's calculated, and this is charted, this rainbow, set of graphs here is charted by this logarithmic formula. And you can see it's got Bitcoin price laid on top of it. And in the past, it has done a really good job of containing price. Right, and I've kind of got a little zoomed in image here of what I think might happen this go around, or rather, what I think would happen if we hit $1,000 by the end of the year, right? So let me actually go ahead and go into Paint here. It might be a little easier if I can draw on this. Yeah. So where are we right now? We are right here. Okay, we have just bounced off this lower blue support line, okay, after getting rejected at the top of the teal. After we bounced sharply off the blue support line. Now, is that looking kind of familiar? It's kind of looking like that 2017 run up a little bit, right? Bounce off the blue, go right to teal, number 2, support at 3, the blue. And the next course of action for us would be a launch up to the top of green, which is right around here. And that lines up perfectly with $20,000, or maybe even a slightly new all-time high. And that's really, if we go look at the charts, that's what I'm expecting to happen to the end of the year, okay? If we go back and look at our Boss Crypto channel, since June, I've been talking about this dip leading to a higher high up to 16 or 17K. In August. I even think that was the name of one of our videos, wasn't it? Yeah, Bitcoin to 16, 17K in July, August. And here we are. It's August. It hasn't happened yet, but I do think it's going to sometime this month, September at the latest. Okay, so, this move to 4 makes sense as well if we look at the actual chart. And then based on the log chart, it would retrace to the top of teal, which would again make sense, maybe even going as deep as the top of 2. Okay, going back to the chart, so something like this, and then back down to, the top of this wick, or maybe the top of this zone here, something like that. And then after that, that would be when we go to $100,000. Whether it's a straight shot or not, that's how it went in 2017. We bounced off teal, and we broke through green, we broke through yellow, we broke through orange, we broke all the way through to the dark red. And above dark red is where $100,000 is. Okay, now, right, that would be crazy to see that happen by the end of the year. I know a lot of people like to compare this bull market to the last, and I do it all the time as well. And even if you assume we're already through the intro to the bull market, right, even if we do a little bar pattern here, if we just copy and paste that last run over and put it in front of here, right? that would still not have us hitting 100K until sometime September of next year. So to have it go to that level by this date is going to need a very sharp increase. But it's not that crazy, okay? We've come all the way up from the bottom, and that was December of last year, to where we are now in about 6 months. And we're comparing that to coming up from the bottom to the same region in 518 days, right? We went all the way to the 618 fib with this move up, right? And we did not hit that 618 fib until having the last go around. So, it's not really that out there to think that this took a long time while this took a long time. Meanwhile, this time was a very short accumulation phase. So it's possible that this run up to new highs is even faster than the time before. It's really not out there. So maybe instead of comparing it to the slower bull run, why don't we compare it to something that had a faster run up, right? If we look at the date, how long did this go sideways in the bottom area? Like 126 days. Right, how long did this go sideways? 280 days versus here 120, 126 days, something like that. So it makes a little bit more sense that we compare to this, right? And then we can actually see, looking at our moving average, it's not that different, right? You see how price holds this blue 8 all the way up? You get below it for really 2 very short periods of time, and then you hold the 8 the entire way to 100 times from the bottom. That is the kind of run we want to see for us to get to $100,000 plus this year. Hold the 8 all the way up. And so far, Bitcoin price is doing a pretty damn good job of just holding that 8, right? Held it right there with that wick, and so far we've respected that wick perfectly, and we're moving away from it. Now, it's not quite a full-blown breakout. I'm going to step away from the 100K stuff for a quick second. We're going to come right back to it. I just want to go over my current game plan as well for Bitcoin, just to give a little brief heads up, right? So as you all know, if you watch the videos, 35% down from the highs. I was a buyer in here. I literally bought the bottom there. I bought at 9,400, took some profits off in here. And now I've added everything back as I'm looking at this pattern here. I'm going to take off my indicators because we don't even need them here. Double bottom, breakout, and now a pennant, wedge, whatever you want to call it. Not pennant, whatever you want to call it, consolidation after a higher high. That's exactly what I want to see after a higher high. So I already had about 35% Bitcoin invested just from, all my buys. I've been a buyer back here and here and here, even some up here and then down here. And then that got me to around 35% BTC. And now I've added up to, I'm now about 55% BTC after buying in here. Now, if this little pennant fails, I'm going to stop out on I guess like 40% of that to get back to my 35% BTC. I want to take off basically everything I added in here if we fail at like 11,000. Okay. My partner, he bought everything. He's like 80% BTC since like here. And I went about 20% or like 15, and I've just been accumulating every dip we can. And now I think this is a really good opportunity to get super aggressive. And then if it fails, I'm only risking about 1.2%. So if I get stopped out, I'll go from 20% of my account being cash to like 19%. So very small loss for a huge reward potential. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll, throw up my Fibonacci for this zone, try and get in a good buy halfway, wait for a good setup, and then go from there if it fails. But if it doesn't, I think this is going to be the move that breaks us out of this downtrend, which is what we're in here, right? Look how tight it's getting. And that is just crazy, okay? So that's what I've done now. I've added in here. I'll stop out below there if we fail, and then look to add lower if that happens, okay? So that covers my game plan. Going back to is it possible to hit 100K this year? Let's go back to that log chart real quick, right? So after 5, which again, that would look something like this, going up to 17, 18K, maybe even just the high, retest. That would be the retest of 5, and then it would go from 5 to $100,000. Just like that. Now, honest opinion, I don't think it's really going to go to 100,000 this year. I think something like, looking at Fibonacci extensions, something like 47,000 is more reasonable. And then 80,000, 85K is like my blow off target for this year if it goes ballistic. Last time BTC broke its all-time high, it was $1,000, the all-time high, right? Something like that. It went to $3,000, okay? So it basically tripled. So this time going from 20 to 60 right after breaking the top, or, you know, maybe go to 30K, retest, and then go to 60. That makes sense for me this year, 50 to 60K or 40 to 60. I think that's pretty reasonable. But here's how it could happen, right? If we replicate this power, if we just hold the 8 all the way up, which again, guys, it's not that crazy. If we go look at even just gold, right? And we go back and look at gold. Some of gold's craziest runs came, it just breaks above the 8 and it just sends it, right? Break above the 8, send it. Break above the 8, send it. We're not even talking about the craziest run that gold ever had, which was back in the 70s. All right, look how long this held the 8. From 240 all the way up to basically $900. For gold, that's insane. Absolutely insane. So it's not, and that's, like I said, that's gold. There's so much money needed to move that market that much. Whereas Bitcoin, you know, one billionaire could come in and move this market drastically. So I don't think it's that out there. But let me go ahead and throw up the bar pattern for what this might look like if we actually could make it to $100,000 this year. Okay, here's a similarity that I was seeing, right? So essentially, when you get above the 618 Fib retrace of the previous bull market, I'm going to throw it in for the last one too. That's when Bitcoin sends it. That's when you're going to new highs, right? Test the all-time high and you're gone, right? In this case, it just was gone. Well, here we are again, guys. We are at the 618. We've been rejected and we are coming in hot towards it. Once we get above that, it's gone. It's going to 16, 17K at least, probably 20, you know, and then you're lucky if you get a retest back at 15 or 16 or something like that. And then it's probably going to fucking moon. It's going to go right out of here. Back here, we can see right when it got above the weekly close, above the 0.5, which is right here, which is what we are doing right now as I record this video. Right there. When it got above that, it sent it all the way to the 8.618 Fib with not a single dip below the 8 until it was over. I'm just gonna do the bar pattern just to show you guys how crazy that would look if replicated. And I'll get some after just to add some more data. Check this. This is what it would look like if BTC went to $100,000 this year. On a weekly. Let's go into, now we won't go into the daily. But check that out. If Bitcoin runs up like it did in 2013, if it holds this teal 8 all the way up, you know, where is it? Right in there, boom. $100,000, October 21st, 2019. It's possible. Is it likely? I mean, you know, was anything that Bitcoin did likely? Would anyone have ever said, yeah, this is likely back here? Would anyone have ever said that this was likely back here? Probably not. So I think this is possible. I don't know if it's likely. It's just speculation for fun. But it is fucking possible, guys. Okay? And the nice thing is I'm buying the dips regardless. I don't care where it ends. and I'm not going to hold out for 100K or anything. The first new high it makes, I'm taking profits, something, because any retrace at that point is free money. Okay, so I'm taking something on new highs. And then from there on out, again, I'm going to look at my reasonable fibs. Like, again, the 1.618, 30K, that's a sale for sure. The 2.618, 45K, that's a sell for sure. And then if we somehow explode to 80, I'll be pretty much all out by 80K. But I'm not going to sell my last piece until my rising stop loss breaks for the long-term trend, right? And that should keep me in, that had you selling 6,000 or possibly 12,000, depending on how tight your stop is. So, I mean, selling 12,000 is pretty good. You didn't sell 20, but 12 is pretty good. So if I can keep my last piece in, if this goes to 280K, right, and I miss the blow off and I sell, with my last higher low breaks, that could be higher than where I'm planning to be mostly out, which is like 80K-ish. So I think the rising stop loss is the move to get to 100K. Is it going to happen this year? I don't know. But based off this log chart, if we follow a similar pattern to the 2017 rally, it's possible. If we follow a similar pattern to the 2013 rallies, it's possible, right? If we follow a similar pattern to the 70s for gold, it's possible. Meanwhile, we have gold breaking out. We have stocks crashing. We have global currency crisis. Things are looking better than ever for Bitcoin, guys. So $100,000 2019, it's not that crazy. 50,000, that's a bet from me. I have high confidence that we will go to $40,000 to $50,000 this year. Next year, $100,000 is a no-brainer. And if you go to this website that I got this from, by the way, it's moonmath.win. It has this chart at the bottom that shows based off, the 7-day price history, 30-day, 60-day, so on and so forth, estimates for when we will hit certain things. Based off 2017 or 2016 to present, it says we're likely to hit over 50, or we'll just do over 20 first. We're likely to hit $20,000 by, check this out. We have confluence between looking from data from 2015 to the present, 2016 to present, 2017 to present. All three of those are estimating over $20,000 by February or March of 2020. That's if we just go steadily as we've been going the last 5 years or whatever, 3 to 5 years. Now, if we go at an even slightly increased rate, that would have us making a new all-time high this year. Now, when that happens, it's likely we go not just to 21 or 22, but that we go to something crazy like 30 or even a double, 40 to 50. Once again, based off 2015 to 2017 to present, whatever, all that price data, the estimate is that this won't happen until end of year 2020 or sometime, in 2021. So based on this chart, it's not really that likely that it's going to go to 100K this year based off statistics here and based off, the log chart. It's not that likely, but it's possible. And it looks very likely that by the end of the year, we will see new all-time highs. Again, my bet is in that 40 to 50K range in the next few months, but 100K is possible, all right? So buy the dips on Bitcoin, guys. I cannot imagine a better time to be getting into Bitcoin. And I'm not talking about, it doesn't have to be here, right? If it fails and I have to buy the next bottom here, whatever, that's fine. But now is the time to be aggressive. Okay, guys? There will not be a better chance than 2019. Not that I want to speak in absolutes. Obviously, I don't predict the future. But this looks like an incredibly strong uptrend. And with everything happening in the world, I can't imagine not being in these assets. And right now, like I said, after we are getting so tight up in here, the risk reward is pretty damn fantastic, right? You can have your stops below 11K. You can buy lighter and have stops below 9. There's all kinds of things you can do here. Just don't buy alts yet, okay? I don't think we buy alts until 17 or 18K, maybe even 20K on. Okay, we just have to watch Ethereum, XRP, the big caps, see how they bottom, right? And then certain low caps and shit coins probably won't moon until 30K plus. But the time is coming. Okay? Gonna make a shit ton of money on BTC and then make a shit ton of money on alts and then ride the rest of BTC at the moon and get filthy stinking rich. I hope you guys are ready. It's gonna be an awesome, awesome, awesome ride. And we are more prepared than anybody I know. All right? So traders, if you guys like this video, if you watched all the way to the end, we know you're going to fit in perfectly with our 350 traders and investors already enrolled in the academy. Just head over to bosscrypto.co or click the link in the description to claim your spot today, completely free, 30 days. I'll see you guys there, and I'll see you at 100K. Peace.